So I was asked a question, or to address this, somebody's friend said that reincarnation, the Council of Nicea, whatever, disallowed reincarnation, or the idea of reincarnation, or that the Council of Nicea stamped it out. This is just blatantly false for a number of reasons. Or that Christians believed in reincarnation until the Council of Nicea. The Council of Nicea didn't take effect until decades later, over a half century later. There was few who, when they held to it, when they said they'd hold to it, actually did. The whole reason why the period after this is called Athanasius Contra Mundo is because, Athanasius against the world in Latin, is because it was Athanasius, the Luciferians, who followed Saint Lucifer. This was before Jerome translated the dawn star, the morning star, into Lucifer, the male name for Venus. So there was no negative connotation there. And basically it was St. Nicholas, Lucifer, the Luciferians, basically, who are kind of condemned as heretics. Athanasius and Spiridon of Corfu, and that was about it. Origen mentions reincarnation, right? The transmigration of the soul, he believed in this. Now, to this day, can you believe in reincarnation and be Orthodox? Hold it privately and be Orthodox. Not that it's taught in churches. Pretty much. I mean, it's the implications of reincarnation, of the idea of the physical world being bad, the idea of trying to escape the heavens and the hells, the idea that you can reincarnate into heaven and then back on earth, or into hell and back on earth, and different levels of heaven and hell, and that suffering and dying is justified, and that suffering is just punishment for past wrongs, therefore charitable acts are not good, right? That child that died, it's because he was an asshole in the other life. Or that person that's a slave, that's because they were a jerk in the past life. That kind of stuff is condemned. But could you theoretically say, oh yeah, John the Baptist, he's the reincarnation of Elijah, without all that baggage on there? Yeah, you can. There's really nothing... But there's nothing in the text of Scripture that says there's reincarnation. It's possible to view John the Baptist and Elijah in that light. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of do, kind of don't. Maybe it's reincarnation. But there's nothing within the set out stated creeds that hold this back. So it wasn't destroyed in Christianity. It's still possible to privately hold that. Again, with none of these saying, oh, well, suffering is justifiable, and it's that person's own fault that they're suffering in that way, or any of these other things within Hinduism or Greek thought. So that's foolish for that reason. The Council of Nicea had nothing to do with the books of the Bible, the Trinity, who would be the Pope, or anything like that, or Caesaropapism, or the papacy. None of that stuff. Basically said that the three historical sees, Rome, Antioch, and Alexandria, are there, and also we're going to add Constantinople and Jerusalem, the date of Easter, and settling Homoousios, between Homoousios and Homoousios. And even that, everybody said, yep, Arius is wrong. And then they all became Arians. And then they were still semi-Arians way after that. It wasn't until Theodosius that you get majority Athanasian believing, Orthodox believing bishops in the majority. Peace to you.